Check Kentucky SDR.
Check Kentucky SDR.
Check New York SDR. Check PA SDR. Check Georgia SDR.
Check Georgia SDR.
Check Virginia SDR.
Check Virginia SDR.
And good afternoon, everyone. This is Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor. My name is Jim, and this is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog network. This is a directed network, and I am net control. If at any time during this net should any emergency arise, please notify net control, and we'll stand by and allow those in need to access this frequency. Is there any priority or emergency traffic at this time? And hearing nothing, we will continue. This net is all about ham radio and being all that you can be. That's what our Qso-Vlog network is all about, trying to help people achieve the best sounding station possible. Thanks for dropping by. FYI, my background is 50 years in commercial broadcasting, where a lot of big bucks are spent on audio processing equipment and getting it set up correctly to get the best sounding station possible. Well, long story short, when I became a ham radio operator, I could hear immediately a large discrepancy in on-air technical proficiency. A lot of stations were running with very poor mic equalization, very muddy, with little articulation. And as I continued to work stations, I realized most of the stations were also running very low average peak modulation, many around 30% of average peak modulation. So with my background, I felt I could help, or at least try. I knew that most modern-day ham transceivers did have enough onboard processing equipment to be able to overcome most all of the problems. So it would just be a matter of developing a generic dynamic range setup procedure and then adjusting the onboard EQ gear. And so I started the Qso-Vlog network with the phrase, "If you have a radio you want to check out, give us a shout." And today we're currently featuring over 3,100 Qso-Vlog Aircheck recordings. And you can access these recordings by going to YouTube and doing a call letter search for KC9VKV followed by the word logbook. That's Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor followed by the word logbook. And we also have a newer series called KC9VKV Highlights. That's Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor followed by the word highlights on a YouTube search. These are some of our less technical and more human nature philosophical kinds of QSOs. That's KC9VKV followed by the word highlights on a YouTube search. Both KC9VKV Logbook and KC9VKV Highlights are segments of our main YouTube homepage of Jim's Radio Story, where we celebrate a 50-year career in commercial broadcasting. A 50-year journey from a 5-watt pirate radio station as a 12-year-old to production director of a major 50,000-watt AM broadcast facility. And the thing that makes this truly a unique story is that I have all the actual masters from all along the way. Over 2,600 shows, including many full-length major music concerts and radio documentaries. You'll have to check it out and subscribe. Jim's Radio Story on a YouTube search. Our mission statement for the Qso-Vlog network is to establish a higher technical level of radio transmissions of the human voice by the intelligent utilization of available electronics in current amateur radio transceivers. Our setup, while generic in nature, converts the average 10 dB dynamic range transmitter with an average 30% of peak modulation to a much fuller 3 dB dynamic range with an average 80 to 85% of peak modulation. This substantial boost in audio transmit level is extremely beneficial in high noise levels and heavy QRM. It allows you to punch through when others fail. The second part of our transmitter setup has to do with proper mic equalization. we're looking to optimize the transmitted voice for a higher degree of intelligibility through the use of EQ patterns that bring out the articulation aspects of the human voice. Again, why need to hear the voice if you can't understand the words? Also this afternoon on the receive side, we're running 5 Internet SDR receivers, monitoring New York, Pennsylvania, Georgia, and Virginia specifically, and in addition we're running our new number 5 Hocus Pocus Internet SDR receiver, loaded with 50 additional pre-programmed Internet SDR locations spread out over 20 states across the eastern half of the United States, trying to get the best copy from our 100-watt friends. Now the audio from these 5 SDR receivers comes up on a 6-position rotary selector. Also in this selector is our local receiver audio. And today, our local receiver is running 3 large 10-foot vertical magnetic loop antennas, one aimed at 0 degrees, one aimed at 90 degrees, and the number 3 is aimed at 134 degrees. These are run as a directional scanner array with a manual voting system 6-position rotary selector. Also today on the transmit side, we'll be running our NOSWR specially oriented resonant tuned dipole antenna. One leg of this resonant tuned dipole antenna runs broadside to Montreal, Canada. The other leg runs broadside to Miami, Florida. As we were constructing our station, our mantra was 20 over from Montreal to Miami with a hotspot through the Carolinas. And although conditions may vary, the general performance of this antenna supports its mission. Also today we'll be running our input source indicator, so when we switch from an Internet SDR receiver to our local receiver, you'll be able to hear the switch and see the switch. You'll have to check it out on our YouTube Qso-Vlog video. As we come together for another Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog Net, let us pause just a moment for the amateur radio operator's prayer. Lord, we pray for clear 20 over S9 communications today. Let all our transmissions fill the air and reach their destinations QSA5 to be understood by all. And also, let us pray for good radio conditions, and let us also pray for good human conditions. During this time of pandemic that has challenged us all, we pray that you'll protect everyone, especially our elderly. And also, Lord, we seek your divine intervention to bring peace to a very divided United States. As we go through a very conflicting time in America's history, with dark clouds all around, we pray that you'll reduce life's daily political QRM between our brothers and sisters, and through your love and guidance, show us the way to find peace and harmony. Help us to communicate with one another 20 over S9. Thank you, Lord, and God bless and protect America. Amen. To continue, since this part of the band has mini-nets trying to operate in a very confined area, I would appreciate all stations checking into our Qso-Vlog net to keep their bandpass to no wider than 100 to 2900. And again, please, no wider than 100 to 2900. This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog network. And now, with all that being said, let's open it up and see who's out there. If you have a radio you want to check out, give us a shout.
Give us a shout.
I'm going to make a road show out of this one.
Come back. Was that my Elmer in there?
It's your Elmer in there. If your folks don't show up, I'm going to take over your frequency and have a TalkNet frequency.
Well, gosh, if nobody's there, why not?
Well, what topic would you like to get on today? Tell me a good topic, Jim.
Oh gosh, that would be up to you.
Well, Jim, I am an historian, but I'd like to have a subject to go by. For which we have no subject, we have no character. Which no character, we have no stamina. What is it? Character, charisma, the three or five C's in life. Is it character, charisma, capital, and confidence? What's the last one, Jim?
Credibility. I got one for you now. My favorite antenna is a dipole antenna. I really believe in those. What's your favorite antenna?
My favorite antenna is the double bazooka made out of RG11, fed with some 213 in the center, and it'll hand 10 kilowatts all day long, especially if you put aluminum on the end of the adjustable stinger. Over.
Oh, roger that. Now, is that directional? I mean, you see in the book that standard ERP radiation configuration coming off a dipole antenna broadside to the wire. Does that happen on that antenna?
No, Jimmy, all that hocus pocus stuff is hocus pocus. When you've got Mother Nature on top of your house, you've got everything. My friend used to tell you back in the 70s, turn your RF gain back to nothing, and when that man gives you a 10 over on the radio, it's your turn to burn.
Right. Well, lately on 40 meters, you'd be waiting for quite a while, Roger.
I like the military NIS antenna. I like it, and all it basically is coax, 50 ohm, going up two pieces. One's 11.6 meters long, and the other one is 7.6 meters long, and the other one is, two 7.6 meters and two 11.6 meters. Just two of them. That's a multi-NIVS antenna. And I believe that when you got Mother Nature, Jim, I've had verticals turn to horizontals turn to verticals. I had it all. Now, right now, you're listening to the rod of God right here. This is a full-wave vertical on this frequency.
Roger, well, I'm copying it. I don't know what it is, but, it's somewhere past 20 over.
Well, how's everybody at the house doing?
Doing fine. How about your house?
It got even better. I couldn't stand it. I've got more money in the bank than I've ever had in my life, all because I'm not putting up with the dumb stuff anymore. And the charity door got closed a long time ago. I'm glad that you didn't see that weakness in me. You're a true friend. But boy, these other characters, the so-called family, whew, man, will they take you down the river, give you a sad story, and make you want to write that check. I had to get that out of my system. So I don't have anything to do with them clowns on that side of the fence. But I can tell you one thing: I got my kids, I got my hand. I can count on my fingers. Friend, you. I got 4 other friends. That's all I need. I don't need any more friends, Jimmy. I need more money.
Well, I hear you there. But sometimes friends are more important than money.
Jimmy, sit back and take a deep breath, because you have enjoyed a good life. Look, it's not how you end in the grave. I want to slide in with all broken bones in a 1969 Chevelle with a 396, 2.4 barrels, and a Muncie 4-speed. I want to hit everything known to man sliding in that grave.
Roger. Hang on just a second. Let me check and see if anybody's out there that needs a radio check or check out their radio. This is KC9VKV, Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout. Here's somebody back in there, station calling, come back one more time.
Somebody back in there, station calling, come back one more time. Unlike you was on the other fella, I would think I'd be more than way back in there. But anyway, good evening to you. It's WW4TV, name's Chip. I'm in North Alabama.
Yes, sir. I got you on my Kentucky SDR. That's about the only place I got you. I've got 5 different SDRs around the southeastern part of the United States, or the eastern part of the United States, actually. But I do have a good copy on you on the Kentucky SDR. So come back with your call sign one more time, please.
On the Kentucky SDR. So come back with your call sign one more time, please. Okay, I'll say it slowly, I guess. It's Whiskey 4, Charlie Bravo. And I'm in Athens, Alabama, just west of Huntsville, running 1,500 watts on a dipole up 50 feet.
Roger, Roger. What's the name there?
Roger, Roger. What's the name there?
Chip, Charlie Hotel, India, Papa.
Roger, Roger, Chip. And what radio is that you're running?
Roger, Roger, Chip. And what radio is that you're running?
I'm running a Kenwood TS890 with a Lecture Voice RE27 microphone and a Alpha 87A amplifier.
Ah, yes. Well, that microphone's really a nice mic, Roger. That is a condenser mic, Roger.
Nice mic, Roger. That is a condenser mic, Roger.
Yeah, I think so. I know you're right. It was an expensive mic. Great big old thing. I'm sure it is a condenser. It's a I don't know all the particulars about it. I know a lot of the broadcasters use it. I figured if it was good enough for the TV folks, I'd give it a try, and it matched up pretty well with this Kenwood.
Roger, Roger, Chip. Well, you had to have DC on the audio lead. That's so, Roger.
Roger, Roger, Chip. Well, you had to have DC on the audio lead. That's so, Roger.
Well, I didn't put, there's nothing external on it. I hooked the microphone straight to the radio, and it works like a champ.
Roger, Roger. I think my Elmer's running a RE27. Not real sure. Elmer, are you still there?
RE27. Not real sure. Elmer, are you still there?
Well, my Elmer's been stolen by gypsies again. So what's going on down there in Alabama?
Stolen by gypsies again. So what's going on down there in Alabama?
Man, just a whole lot of heat. I tell you, it's been hot all week, and I think the high tomorrow is supposed to be 99, and Sunday's supposed to be 100, and Monday 101, and I don't know what the heat index is going to be. That's just regular temps, but anyway, I own a heating and cooling business, and I've been extremely busy now for the last few weeks, and I kind of got a chance to quit early today, and I did, and I thought I'd get in here and play a little radio. I hadn't had much chance to here lately.
Roger, Roger. Well, you know, our setup usually starts with making sure that we're in that wide transmit bandwidth, TBW 100 to 2900, because that will give us the best opportunity for our transmitter to excel at its maximum capabilities, 100 to 2900, and then it gives us just a slice of daylight before we're into somebody else's conversation, Roger.
Right, before we're into somebody else's conversation, Roger.
Yeah, that's exactly the way I got mine set up. It really is.
Roger, Roger. That's it. Because, you know, any other lesser top end, like 27, you're starting to roll off the top end. And that's where all of the intelligibility is, up in the top end of the audio spectrum. And so we want to try to preserve all of that we can. So that's why, you know, we want that 100 to 2900. Past that, then to our compressor. And we spent a lot of time trying to figure out exactly what the right ratio is on that. And we finally figured it's about a 3 out of 10 or a 30 out of 100. It's something you'll never hear on the air, but it really helps us make that 3 dB dynamic range at the end. And, you know, if you were to pursue that up to a 6, then you would start having a pumping action going on. And that doesn't, I mean, you know, as far as working right on the word, a 3 and a 6 are the same. The only difference is the 6 winds up with hump and pump between the words, which doesn't do anybody any good, Roger.
And pump between the words, which doesn't do anybody any good, Roger.
Yeah, I get it for sure. Well, I don't run any processing on the radio whatsoever. I've tried it before. A little bit does seem to work just fine. A lot, not so much. And everybody said my audio is good enough with just the RE27 alone. So I just kind of keep it cut off most of the time, and that way the folks I've got really great conditions with, I don't overmodulate on them.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Then to that ALC with mic gain in hand, and as you say the magic word audio, you become a human test tone generator, and you just take that audio control and set that ALC meter for 2/3 or 7, whichever comes up first, and that'll give you a 3 dB dynamic range, which is allowed, but not anywhere near any distortion. Roger?
Not anywhere near any distortion. Roger?
Yeah, well, I agree. It will work very well there for sure. What's your name, sir?
Yes, sir. Name here is Jim, Juliet India Mike. The call is Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor. And this is the Qso-Vlog net, where we help people set up their transmitters. Roger?
Help people set up their transmitters. Roger?
Okay, Jim. Well, nice to meet you. I'll back out of the way in case somebody needs your help there, and just kind of listen in. But heard you guys talking, and your audio's fantastic, and just wanted to say howdy to you. And I'll get out of the way. I got a customer blowing up my phone anyway. They probably
Going back out in this heat, so they'll have to call somebody else or wait till Monday 1. Anyway, been in the business 42 years, and I'm kind of set in my ways. Once I get home on Friday, I don't go back to work till Monday, and most of my customers already know this, but some of them kind of try to push the envelope, I think. Anyway, I understand it. It's hot. It's hot in your house. You got to get somebody to fix it, but anyway, it ain't going to be me today. Nice to meet you, Jim. Have a great evening, 7-3, and hope we'll catch you again sometime. WW4CB.
Roger, CB. Well, I've been copying you earlier on my Kentucky SDR, and I just went over to my local antenna, which is a dipole antenna set on a 7300, which is good down to 100 cycles, and you have activity down to 100 cycles and a nice little roll-off after that. So you're really sounding good on my 7300. These SDRs are nice, but they do roll off on the bottom side. And we are recording and have been recording, so if you want to hear your audio, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook, that will take you to this recording. It'll be cut number 1 in a series of 3100, and I'll have it uploaded to YouTube by noon tomorrow. Roger?
Okay, well, that sounds real good. I'll check that out if I think about it for sure. Thank you very much, and have a great weekend, Jim.
Yes, sir. 73, sir. You have a great afternoon and a beautiful weekend. If you get a chance, join us next Friday. We'd love to have you. This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Lima?
Lima Station, come back slowly with your call sign phonetically.
Okay, it's Kilo 4 Hotel India Lima, K4HIL.
Roger, HIL, and what's the name there?
My name's Todd, Tango Oscar Delta Delta.
Roger, Todd. And whereabouts are you located, sir?
I'm in Nashville, Tennessee.
Roger that. And what radio are you running?
I have a Flex 5000 talking into a EQ Plus by W2IHY with a PR40 microphone.
Roger. Well, I got a really good copy on my local antenna. It's a 7300 into a dipole. You're somewhere probably around 15 over, thereabouts. Why don't you tell me about the best thing you like about your radio so I can get a good recording for you?
Okay, well, I tell you the best thing I like about the Flex radio is it does so much. You know, if you want to talk to somebody way out there, say in Europe or somewhere, you just turn your spotter program on, and then once they pop up on your spotter, all you got to do is click on their name, and it takes you right to them. It's really convenient.
Roger, Roger. Now, I do notice that you might be, I think you could be a little bit louder. I think your dynamic range is maybe about 5 dB. We usually shoot for about 3. If you'd be interested, first thing to do would be to check to be sure you're in that wide transmit bandwidth, 100 to 2900. Roger?
Okay, I'm at 2800 right now on my bandwidth.
Yes, sir. Well, come on up to 29. That really makes a difference, you know. You wouldn't think it does, but it does. And then that gives you just a slice of daylight before you're into somebody else's conversation. So we do recommend 100 to 2900. Roger?
Okay, that there's right at 2900. Did that change it any?
Got just a little bit more edge on it than what it had, and that's the whole name of the game, you know. We want to try to preserve all of the intelligibility that we can in the audio spectrum, particularly on the treble side. And what happens is when you work in those less bandpass widths, like 2700, 2600, you know, around through there, it really is rolling off the top and the bottom, but more important, it's rolling off the top, and that's what we want to preserve for intelligibility, all that we can for that. Roger?
I got you. I'll leave it right there then. I've been playing with it the last couple of days anyway with my EQ and all that. So everybody says it sounds decent, so I don't do a whole lot of adjusting.
Yes, sir. It does really sound good. I would just suggest maybe you look at your ALC with mic gain in hand, and as you say the word audio, adjust your mic gain until your ALC is a 7 or 2/3, whichever comes first. Roger?
Okay. See. Yeah, well, I'm zero on my ALC. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, well, I know you're different there on that radio that you have, but normally your ALC is, you know, we want to stay out of the red, but we want about 2/3 on that meter. So I'm not real sure how your meter interpolates to that, Roger.
Okay, I'm right at the edge of the red.
Okay, it sounds good. Usually, I'm looking at your audio on a VU meter tied to my audio out of the 7300, and I can tell by the way the meter hangs on your audio as to what the dynamic range is that you're, you know, using or your radio is running. And the more, you know, as we approach 3 dB, the meter tends to hang. In other words, if I had my VU meter hooked to a PA system and there was nothing there but just the PA system, as you would talk, my meter would sit there and bang all around, you know. But when you start to try to reduce the dynamic range, then the meter hesitates up, you know, and that's what causes that loud signal, is because you're reducing the dynamic range, which increases your average percent of modulation. Roger?
Okay, so what do you think I should go up with my mic gain and try it, or go down?
If you would like to experiment, if you're whatever you are, why don't you go up 10 clicks from, say, a 80 to a 90, and let's just see what happens.
Okay, I'm not going to go up that much, but I just went from, on my radio, 26 to about 31.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, it's, you know, it certainly made a difference. That's for sure. And like I say, you'll have to be the judge of that. We are recording, so if you wanted to take a listen to that little operation. Now, what did that do for your ALC? How are you at your ALC?
Okay, looking back at the ALC, it's just bumping right there at the same spot.
Yes, sir. I would run it just like that. And I would say perceptually, it was about a 10 to 15, well, maybe not that much, maybe more like a 5 dB bump in the audio level. But you be the judge of that. We are recording, have been recording. So if you go to YouTube, do a call letter search for KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook. It'll be, you know, go to this recording. It'll be cut number 1 in a series of 3100, and I'll have it uploaded by noon tomorrow. Roger?
a little bit more to 34. Is that still in range? A little bit more to 34. Is that still in range?
Yes, sir. I just had to go to my Kentucky SDR. My local signal kind of faded a little bit. Mother Nature decided to spread the signal around somewhere else. So I'm on the my Kentucky SDR. But it sounds good to me. Why don't you tell me the best thing you like about your antenna system, what it is, and all, Roger?
The best thing you like about your antenna system, what it is, and all, Roger?
Okay, the best thing I like about my antenna system is I have a 55 foot of RON 45 with a hazer, so I don't have to climb the tower. I just bring the antenna down to the ground if I got to work on it. So that's the best thing I like about it.
Yeah, Roger. Now, are you running a Vox or audio switch at the end of your audio chain?
Yes, I'm running Vox, so it'll clip in. If I take a long breath, it'll clip out.
Yes, sir. Roger. I was just curious. I could hear it kind of switching there. I wasn't sure really what was happening. Well, what we also say is maybe that if for lack of something better to do, to leave that ALC meter out and concentrate on keeping that ALC in the sweet spot there just by your voice, say over a period of a couple of weeks, and pretty soon you'll work out a relationship with your voice and the ALC to keep it right in that sweet spot, Roger.
Okay, yeah, I can tell you what else I have that's helped out a bunch is this Flex has the pan adapter on it with the pan scope. So I'm actually looking at my, my scope of my voice going across the screen, and I could tell when you told me to go from the 22 to the 30 that it's intensified it, greatly.
Yes, sir. You're seeing the amplitude of the waveform?
Yeah, the waveform. It's you see it goes across the screen and it shows your ups and downs when you're talking.
Yes, sir, and your ALC does that also. It's another reference point, but the idea is to try to keep that the meter in the sweet spot just by your voice and controlling your voice, Roger.
I hear you. Okay, well, I appreciate you taking time to get with me. I think I heard somebody else that was real light trying to come back to you, so I won't keep you a long time. I just appreciate you straightening me out a little bit.
Roger, Todd. Well, you sound beautiful. I wouldn't do anything with the equalization curve. I think that's right there. And but you be the judge when you listen back. That, like I say, this 7300 is good down to 100 cycles or below that a little bit. And I have seen activity to 25 cycles. So a whole lot better than SDR, which is rolling out at 200 cycles, as far as trying to hear that bottom end, Roger.
I hear you. Yeah, I use the SDR a lot to listen, but I know what you're saying.
Roger, Todd. It was 73, sir. Thanks for dropping by. If you get a chance, join us next Friday. We'd love to have you.
All right. Yeah, I just happened to be off today. I worked too many hours first of the week, so they said stay home. So I said I'll do it. So y'all have a good one over there, Jim. It's nice talking to you.
Is it my turn to burn, Jimmy?
We'll do it again. This is Kilo 4 Hotel India, Lima, Nashville, Tennessee.
Roger, Todd, 73, sir. And if you get a chance to join us next Friday, we'd love to have you. And my Elmer's back on the line. Hello, Elmer.
Hello to you right back, your melodious voice out there, and hello to the gentleman down there. I've been tinkering around a little bit. Gentlemen, I got an insulator. That's all there is to it. I've got an insulator. I'm going to go up with the AM radio and a little homemade beam, and I'm going to have to go for a long walk because I've got a high voltage insulator just cracking its rear end off. The other day when it rained, I can hear a mouse pissing on cotton in Georgia. Over.
Well, I'll have to think about that one.
And why would you think about that one, Jimmy?
Well, I mean, just how much noise does a mouse urinating on a piece of cotton sound?
0.00000. That's all, folks. A 0 decimal point.
Yes, sir. It's kind of like listening to flies on the moon.
Okay, I've got a different microphone here today. I can do some weird things with this mic, but I'm not going to. First of all, this is what got me in trouble with Bob Heil. I took his Gold Line GM5 and I tied both the narrow and the wideband filter of Nikes together. And I have a 0.0 ohm capacitor keeping the floating fanning volts, and I've got boxes of those, by the way, if you need them, keeping the fanning volts off of the microphone. I'm running both this is a Heil GM5, both wide and narrow simultaneously. I told Bob one time, I said, Bob, you're going to go out of business if you do this, but you need to put a payphone booth at every end of your show. Let person get in there and let them talk on this both phone booth, and Dr. KVA is going to build it for you. That's right, Dr. KC9VKV will build this video or audio booth for you, so they'll know exactly what microphone to take home that day and sound like the broadcast transmitter they are. Well, guess what he told me? Lou, you're going to cost me a whole lot of money. Get the hell out of
here. Roger. Bob was definitely an innovator. A person that was at the right place at the right time most all of his life, Roger.
I met him at R&L Electronics in 1996. I was doing sales calls out there on something. No, I was doing a fire. I had to go as a certified witness to a fire. It was a fire that Goodman had. Someone had put a furnace in a trailer, and it was only meant for home only, and the LP gas wasn't. It was made for high pressure LP gas. They were running on with the big orifices for natural gas. Well, anyway, they blew the trailer up, kids, did everything. So I had to go over as an expert witness and stay 3 days and testify, because they go after the deepest pockets, which was good for me. Anyway, make a long story short, Bob was at the R&L Electronics, and we were talking. And I told Bob about the Behringer stuff. And you know what they did? They ordered it that day. When I told them about the little Behringer preamp, R&L started selling them the crazy out of those things.
Yeah, Roger that. It's quite a person, from back in the rock and roll days, building those high compliance speaker enclosures that nobody had even dreamed about before.
Oh, Bill was a legend. Bill's totally Bill could spend 5 minutes with you and know where they're at 15 minutes and know everything there is about you from womb to grave. I'm just telling you right now, from the fetus to grave, Bob could read people really good. And when I told him about the GM5, I told him I had 3 of them. And they were keepers, and all 3 of them were modified. I got one for Yaesu, one for ICOM, and one for Kenwood. I love my GM5s, and I love how I take the switch out, and I put both mics. Now, the ICOM's on when I got to put that 0.01 ceramic mica in there to keep the voltage from knocking out the microphone. But this is what you're listening to right now, live and in living color.
Roger, it looks good on the scope. You were a little bit heavy. What was the first mic you had in there?
The RE27. I put it back in its box, and this microphone here just outshows it every day of the week. I get there and tell people what I'm talking to. They say, Lou, you're crazy. You can't do that microphone. I said, I sure did.
Yeah, it doesn't have quite the bottom end as that first mic did, but, the top ends are very similar.
Oh, I can take care of that. I think you helped me get rid of that problem there. Hold on. I can take care of that really, really quick. I can take care of that. Stand by, please. Stand by. Yeah, I'll take care of that. You wanted Bob and me, and I just gave it to you. There you go, Mr. KC9VKV. I just gave you all the bottom end you need right there. And boy, is it showing on the bird mirror.
Yes, sir. You might be a little muffly there. I'd back off about 3 clicks.
All right, there we go. I'm back. I got too close to the microphone, Jim. Oh, Lord. Got this bird meter humming over here. I'll back away from the microphone, Jimmy.
Yeah, that's better. That's better. So, what are you going to call that new mic?
I'm going to call it Johnny Badass.
JBS.
Yes, sir. JB, yeah. I'm telling you. See, you started telling me some stuff years ago when I first met you. And you had me convinced that, you were making these little... I've seen them made before. I had a guy make me one, put it in a D104 one time, and it was the best. By the way, my Brownings are going over to Chris Nomad in Louisville Saturday morning at 12, and they're supposed to stay there all day, and I'm supposed to be able to go back at 5, and I turned the sideband switch on sideband. And there are several switches in the back that you can make this Browning go, but I bought that brand new in 1977. It is a multiple frequency. They even got talk on 10 meters as well, but I don't use it for that. But I'm going to have you some old time fun here for long. We need to put you up I got several of them over here, Antron 99s. You put one of them up over there and get you on one of these old plate modulated radios. I don't think you got room for anything else, do you, Jimmy?
No, I don't believe in AM. I mean, they just don't have the quieting unless it's a 50 kW now. A 50 kW will give you some quieting, Roger.
Oh, 50 kW, you'd have to have a 600 amp service at 230 volt, or 600 amp with higher the voltage, lower the amperage. 463 phase, 600 amp service. You might get away with that at 50,000 watts. Woo! Jimmy? I hate to tell you this, but 50,000 watts going to pull a lot of current.
Roger. You'd have service from maybe two different electric companies. One backs up the other.
You mean a generator on standby running on diesel fuel?
I'm not sure a generator can do it. HAS is running two different power companies, one on standby, but in case the one goes down, they can switch over to the other power company.
I'm building a 200 amp, 12 volt switch. When the utility company drops it, it will not pick it back up. It's going to hold it out. My generator, I let run for a half an hour yesterday, hooked up to an LP tank. It'll go natural gas, LP, and LP, natural gas, and regular gas. Well, I'm not going to put any regular gas in it, period. It has a remote control like a Toyota, stop and start. I was in the bathroom and I noticed it was running for a long time. I had a fan plugged into it. It said, let it run for 30 minutes and let it sit for a day, let it run for another hour, let it sit for a day and let it run for 2 hours, and then you're okay. Also, you got to look at this jewel. She's the jewel of the now of all. I cannot believe the wife got this. I wrote down all the specs I wanted in the generator, and the wife got it, including the Subaru motor. You know all about Subaru horizontal pistons. My daughter has a brand new Subaru Outbacker or something. I forgot what. No, some kind of four-door sedan or four-door SUV. $68,000. My God, it comes with a 100,000 mile warranty on anything, and that includes tires, Jimmy. Everything included with this car, this thing she bought, and she got it for 2 years because she put so much down on it. She got payments for 2 years at 0% interest. She said, "Dad, I need to use some of their money." I said, "That sounds good." But anyway, how does the audio sound? I believe I've been told several people, Lou, stay with the microphone you got. Stay away from that RE27.
Well, I don't know why. You sound beautiful on the 27, Roger.
Well, Jimmy, here we go. Jimmy, I've heard myself at SDRs all over the United States, and I was on 160 2 nights ago. I could not hear myself at all at the house, but I could through the electrical noise. I could hear myself on Half Moon Bay with a 200-watt carrier modulating 1,000 on AM, and then I went to sideband. I loved what I heard. Unbelievable, Jimmy, really unbelievable. And our friend up in Annapolis, I won't say his name, he's down in his health. I pray, I need you and treat you to pray for him too. He's got the pacemaker defibrillator, even like my father-in-law. And believe me, he's a man of very few words and a whole lot of action. I love him to death. I just hope that he pulls through this one.
Roger. So, what's the frequency on Half Moon Bay?
Half Moon Bay's on any frequency you want. 1850 AM is what I was listening to myself, and then I went to sideband at 1890. 1900 sideband, and I started talking to a bunch of people in California they can hear me, and I can hear them through Half Moon Bay, but back here is nothing but frying. Jimmy, there's something going on. There's an insulator bad somewhere. I threatened Duke. I threatened Duke I was going to take a sniper rifle and shoot the damn thing. And they said, you're the first on the list to be locked up. I said, okay.
Roger, Roger. You mean out there at the farm?
Got it at both places. Got it at both places, and I can't put up with this. I mean, I'm paying my utility bill, and this is underground utilities. But there's so much high voltage that's going around. There's 6950 kVA just going down the road. 900 feet from it.
Yeah, Roger. Well, just turn your A&L on.
Won't do it, Jimmy. I'm forced to use an SDR receiver from now on until I don't know what else to do. I'm going to pipe in my sound. I'm going to take my Bose sound system, and when I key up, it'll mute it. When I unkey, it'll... See, I've got these SDR receivers. I've got 3 of them over here. If you ever want to play with one, let me know. I've got 3 of them over here called SDR Play Pro 2, and it's got these switches. You hook in your radio, you hook in the antenna, and you hook in it's got 3 different PL259 connectors. And you got a radio on your screen. You can receive anything, do anything, you name it, you can do it. If you don't want to spend all the money for a transceiver, the SDR Play Pro 2 is the way to go. You can get on YouTube and watch how people love using them for receivers. Just turn the volume down on the transmitter. But all in all, I see the time is 4:27. Do we have anybody out there would like to get their audio check and get a sound check, and Mr. Dr. VKV can put it on YouTube? Please come now.
November 4, Juliet, Bravo, Bravo.
Station calling, come back slowly with your call sign again.
November 4, Juliet, Bravo, Bravo, QSL.
Roger, Roger, Bravo, Bravo. What's the name there?
Name is Jeff, and we're in a little town called Newton, North Carolina, about halfway between Charlotte and Asheville.
Roger, Jeff, and what radio are you running today?
Running a 6500 Flex right now, and I talked to you about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I had a little cheap BM800 microphone, and I just plugged up a PR40, and I just want to see how it sounded.
Why don't you give me some audio and let me listen to you closely there. Tell me about the best thing you like about your radio.
The SDRs, I just love the SDRs. Kind of miss the buttons from time to time, but I'm used to the software and how to get around it and everything, so love the SDRs. I like the 5000 series also. They have a guy out there that's doing third-party software for it, but there's none for the 6000s, but seems to work pretty good.
Yeah, Roger, Roger. I've got a pretty good copy on my 7300 at the moment. You know how things go, but right at the moment I had a good copy on you, so I would suggest maybe first check to be sure you're in that wide transmit bandwidth, 100 to 2900, Roger.
Okay, I'm looking at it right now. So, okay, right now I'm at 100, and the high cut is at 2900.
All right, and then we usually suggest about a 3 out of 10 on the compressor processor, a 3 out of 10 or 30 out of 100, depending on how it's labeled, Roger.
Okay, I've got normal and DX. It's on normal. Click it with DX right there. I've only got 3 settings, normal, DX, and DX Plus, and I'll just click it to the center.
Yes, I would just run it in normal, Roger.
Come again?
I would just run it in normal.
Okay, that is normal right there.
Roger. Then to the ALC meter, we want to be running about 2/3, and we usually set that normally on a regular ALC meter. We say the magic word audio and adjust the mic gain to we are sitting slab on 2/3 on the ALC meter, or 7 depending on which one comes first.
Okay, let's see what we got here. Audio, a little bit low. Audio. That's about 3/4 of the scale right there.
Roger. I just went over to my PASDR, and for some reason they seem to always be having lightning storms up around Pennsylvania and New York and around through there. I don't know why it is, but I could see a little increase in your audio there, and it really sounded good. So I'm going to go back to my 7300. Roger.
Roger. How about the equalization? I know I have a deep voice. Am I too low in my tone, or do I need to come up some with the high?
Sounds pretty good. I might come up 3 clicks treble boost. What kind of equalizer does that radio run?
It's got a built-in, I guess you would call it a parametric equalizer. It goes from 63 hertz to 8,000. I guess you would call it a parametric.
Roger. Well, we usually recommend everything between to 800 to 1.5 to be flat. Everything. Well, it's actually 400. Everything from 400 to 1.5 to be flat on that equalizer, Roger.
Okay, I'll just pull it back just a little bit there in the mid. Does that sound any different to you?
Yes, sir. That's what we want, a flat mid-range. Now, can you adjust those frequencies? Like, can you do a 2.7 on one of them?
No, it goes from 2,000 to 4,000. It skips.
I got you. Okay, why don't we'll play a game there, and we'll try to get 2.7 the hard way. About 5 clicks. Do you have 5 clicks available at 4KC?
Okay, let's see. 5, 1, 2, 3. Right there is 5 clicks.
Okay, and then 2 clicks boost at 2.5 or 2?
Okay, you said 2 clicks at 2.5 or 2K?
Yeah.
Okay, right there's 2 clicks positive on 2K.
Alrighty, so we just got 2.7 the hard way, Roger.
I see. We split the difference, huh?
Yeah, you would think that, I don't know, there's a thing about a third octave equalizer that is good, and then sometimes for broadcast, for radio, you want particularly for ham radio, that 2.7 is the ideal push frequency. Roger.
Roger. Yeah, I don't even know why they have 8K. I guess would it be FM or something like that?
Well, it's just somebody's dream. Maybe on AM, somebody open that up and take about 5 slots wide, but we just do the best we can at 2.9. I think somebody can get a pretty good EQ curve going at 2.9. I think that's the real challenge, Roger.
Roger. It's like Back to the Future programmers or something like that. Okay, I just want to check in. Does it sound better to you now?
Yes, sir. Now, on the bottom end, what frequency do you have? Like at 200 cycles, 300 cycles?
It goes 63, 125, 250, then 500.
Okay, what's the 250 reading right now?
I am flat from 63 to 500.
Okay, go ahead and take your 63 out. Either turn it off or fade it way down, Roger.
Okay, that is with the 63 bottomed out right there.
Yes, sir, because that's going to do nothing but cause problems, Roger.
Okay, all righty. I talked to you about 3 weeks ago with a little cheap BM 800 little $20 microphone. You told me to nail it down, but I just couldn't leave well enough alone. I had to try the PR40.
Yes, sir. Well, you have an extended range on the bottom end with that mic versus the other mic. The other mic, I'm assuming was so so inexpensive, shall I put it, that it rolled out automatically by itself. You get a good microphone in there that has the capability of those lower frequencies, and you have to control them, you know.
Roger, Roger. Okay, if you say that's good, I will nail it down right there and leave it alone. I'll probably save my setting for this and save the setting for the other just in case I ever switch back. But I like this. The other one was a side. You had to talk into the side of it, and this one's an end fire, and so I kind of like this one a little bit better.
Yes, sir. Well, you know, we record all the time, and you can listen to this one abstractly as you know, do listen. Then you will be able to hear. Like I say, I'm on the 7300 now, which has got frequency response down to 100 cycles. So this is like really pretty much what's really going on, as opposed to an SDR, which is rolling out at about 200 cycles or 250. Roger.
Roger, Roger. Are you running any power with that 7300? You're a very strong 5.9 right now.
We're running a SV220, about a kilowatt, Roger.
Okay, I figured you was, because you're loud. You sound great down here.
Roger, Roger, appreciate that. Yeah, we've always run a kilowatt for the last 6 years, and it just makes things so much simpler, you know. You just take a 100-watt drive right into there, and away you go.
There you go. Okay, Jim, I'm going to jump off here. The wife's got a few little honey-do lists for me here, so I got to do some stuff, buddy. I appreciate everything you do, and I really appreciate your videos. Watched a bunch of them, and I'll keep on watching.
Roger, Roger, appreciate that, Jeff, and you have a good afternoon, and keep everything cool down in North Carolina. And if you get a chance to join us next Friday, we'd love to have you. This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
I'll give you a shout.
Well, I've got 2 SDRs out now for whatever reason that is, and I'm not sure. And I'm going to try to get things going here on the air. That's the difficult part about SDRs is when they give you a hard time, then you know, trying to program one is like it's really like jiggling 3 or 4 balls up in the air at the same time when you have to reprogram a SDR receiver while you're talking. But I've successfully done one, so I've only got one that's down at the moment. This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog network. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Want to check out, give me a shout.
And by you real quick. Do you have the Luke, Georgia SDR that you can access?
I'm not sure exactly which one that is, sir. I just have it by the state, you know.
Okay. There's one that's spelled DAHLONEGA, Georgia. Delugna, Georgia, something like that. But that's the one that guy that you was just talking to would have been really into really good.
Yes, roger that. Roger that. Well, it's, you know, like I say, I use Athens. I started off using Atlanta. And Atlanta was really nice, and then it folded, and I went to Simmons Island, and then it got so busy I couldn't get there. And then I went to Athens, and then I'm not real sure where I am right now.
Comment.
Go ahead.
Yeah, good afternoon, Jim. You've helped me several times, and so I thought I would come in and make a comment about the Georgia Web SDR that he is referring to. My name is John. My call is N4XYC, X-Ray Yankee Charlie, and I'm near Chattanooga. And that is the city of Dahlonega. It's Cherokee, so it's Dahlonega. And if you'll Google that, you'll go to, just Google Georgia Web SDR, and it'll take you right to it.
Roger, what part of the state's that in?
It's in North Georgia. It was actually the location of the 1820 gold rush, the first gold rush in America, and they had a U.S. mint there that minted gold coins, and that's what Dahlonega is famous for.
Roger. I really miss my Atlanta, because that really was a gateway SDR for traffic coming out of Florida and Alabama, Roger.
Okay, well, that would be a good one. And also, I think it's listed as a school system. That receiver is in a school over there, and the name of the county it starts with a R, as in Romeo, and I can't think of the name of that county over there, but it's about 90 miles from where I am. And but if you will just say, just Google Georgia Web SDR, it'll pop right up.
Roger. Well, I'll do that. I'll put that on my list of things to do between now and then, Roger.
Okay, hope that helped out. 73 from November 4, X-Ray Yankee Charlie.
Roger. What's the name there?
John.
Roger, John, really nice audio curve there, Roger.
Okay, well, I'm on a 7300 with a Heil ICM and running a AL80B with a off-center fed dipole at 80 feet, okay?
Yes, sir. Just a beautiful signal. If you want to hear it, you'll be go to YouTube, do a call and a search for KC9VKV, and followed by the word logbook, and that will take you to this recording, and we'll have it uploaded by noon tomorrow, Roger.
Okay, Jim. Well, thank you, and thank you for what you do for amateur radio. I've been licensed 46 years, but I was off the air for 10 years, and when I got back on, you helped me several times. So I've been on your YouTube show there a couple of times. And 73, and good afternoon, and I hope gave that gentleman some help. In for XYC.
Roger, John, and you are amongst the big boys now. That audio curve is just tremendous. Love it. This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Glad he straightened out the name of all that, because I had no clue how to pronounce that. But it's Lumpkin, Lumpkin County. But it's a really good one. So have a good one, Jim. We'll talk to you later. This is Kilo 4 Hotel India Lima, Nashville, Tennessee. I'll see you later.
Roger, 73. This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. And we record now live till 5, so if you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Kilo Charlie 2, Whiskey Zulu.
Whiskey something station, come back slowly phonetically with your call sign.
Okay, it's Kilo Charlie 2, Whiskey Zulu.
Whiskey Zulu. Roger, what's the name?
The handle here is Marty, Mike Alpha Romeo Tango Yankee. We're located in Lake Wiley, South Carolina.
Okay, try that name one more time phonetically.
Okay, the handle here is Marty, Lake Alpha Romeo Tango Yankee. Roger?
That's Marty, is that a Roger?
Roger.
Yes, sir, Marty, and what radio are you running?
We're running the ICOM 746 Plus.
Roger that, and you're in North Carolina. Why don't you give me about 10 seconds, tell me about your antenna system, and let me look around and see if I can find a better path for us, Roger.
All right, copy that. I just switched that.
Better path for us, Roger.
All right, copy that. The first antenna vertically, and
The antenna I'm on now is an off-center fed dipole, and there again, the radio is an ICOM.
This should be a little bit better there, Roger.
Roger. I think we were both switching around the mulberry bush at the same time, so I'm not real sure. I was moving through my SDRs as you was moving through your antenna. So hang with your antenna there just for a minute and give me a little audio and let me double check to see if I'm on the hottest path possible. Roger.
Okay, Roger that. Path.
Again, the handle here. Marty,
And the call is
Mike Alpha Romeo Tango Yankee, and the call is Kilo Charlie 2 Whiskey Zulu. We're located in Lake Wiley, South Carolina. Roger.
Roger. Now, how far from the lake are you?
Roger. Now, how far from the lake are you?
We're about 2 miles from the lake itself.
Roger. Now I would be thinking that you would be dangling your feet in the water, Roger.
Roger. Now I would be thinking that you'd be dangling your feet in the water, Roger.
Someday we got a boat that we're.
Tomorrow we're going to hit the Hamfest. It's called the Firecracker 4th of July there at Hamfest up in
Salisbury, North Carolina. And this particular radio I'm on, we plan on bringing that radio up there, and we're going to be selling it there, Roger.
Roger. All right. Well, gosh, if you wanted to kind of tune it up there, if that's the one you're running there, let's see, you were on the 746 Pro, Roger.
46 Pro, Roger.
Yeah, Roger that. And we're only running 100 watts. I'm not sure where your QTH is.
Roger, we're down towards Louisville, Kentucky. We're just across the Ohio River on the Indiana side of the Ohio River, right at Louisville, Roger.
Ohio River, right at Louisville, Roger.
All right, Roger that. You got a nice 10 dB over signal. No problem copying you at all. There again, I switched antennas. I do run an end-fed from time to time. That one's set up vertically, and this one is an off-center fed dipole, which is horizontal. And this one seems to bring you in the best and the strongest. So what kind of signal am I giving you?
Well, gosh, it's hard to say because I'm running a really light RF front end on that 7300, so I'm just going by what the noise level is, and you're about 10 to 12 dB over the Georgia SDR noise level. Roger?
Georgia SDR noise level. Roger?
Yeah, Roger that. The noise level here today isn't too bad. Definitely not too bad there, Roger.
Roger that. Gosh, you've got an AV switch on that antenna system?
On that antenna system?
Yes, I do. I could switch over to the other antenna easy enough there, Roger.
All right, let me give you a little audio here, and you just, double check to be sure which one's the hottest. Usually, whichever one's the hottest in receive will be the hottest in transmit. So I'll just give you a little audio there, and you can compare your two antennas and wind up on the hottest one. And that should do it. Roger.
And that should do it. Roger.
Yeah, Roger that. It's definitely the off-center fed dipole right now. Is bringing you in a lot clearer and about 10 dB over. And the other antenna is it's there.
Where the dipole, I know is facing north and south, so I know I get out pretty good north and south with that antenna.
Roger, Marty. Well, I've been around the horn there, so to speak. I've got 5 SDRs that I run. And I've got a chevron on the right side of my screen that will tell the person looking at the video as to what I'm receiving, where the audio is coming from. And I've been all the way around from my local antenna system with a 7300 down through Georgia and North Carolina, New York and Pennsylvania. So, and you'll be able to see, if you check it out, you'll be able to see that it's the chevron on the right lower side of the screen. If you go to YouTube, do a call it a search for Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, followed by the word logbook, and that will take you to this recording. It'll be cut number 1 in a series of 3100, and I'll have it uploaded to YouTube by noon tomorrow. Roger?
Hey, roger that, roger that. All right, thanks for picking us up. I just want to make sure the radio is working pretty good, and it seems to be working very good. So we're going to get it all packed up and get it ready to bring to the handsets tomorrow.
Roger, roger there, Marty. Let me say 73 to you, sir, and maybe you get another radio. You'll be able to check in next Friday. We run from 3:30 till 5 every Friday afternoon. So 73, sir, and you have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend. This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. Let me see if my Elmer's still in there. Elmer, are you still in there? Why, my Elmer has apparently retired for the afternoon, off the frequency anyway. So we've got about time for one more. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Kilo Echo 9, November Delta.
November Delta station, come back slowly phonetically with your call sign.
Yeah, sure. It's Kilowatt Echo 9, November Delta. My name is Ken.
Roger, Ken, and whereabouts are you located, sir?
I am located in northwestern part of Indiana, a town of Cherville, Indiana.
And what radio is that you're running?
I'm running my old Novice rig. It's a Heathkit HW101 with a D104 microphone.
Roger, roger. Well, gosh, sounds like you might be driving things a little too hard. I'm not real sure. If you got just a moment, maybe we could run through a couple of things, kind of get you a little bit better audio. Do you have a variable transmit bandwidth on that radio? I mean, can you select your bandwidth? Are you locked in like at a 2.7 or something like that?
Yeah, I'm just locked in. The only thing I have on this is a microphone level, you know, so it's pretty basic. It goes back to the 70s, so this is an old rig. But I'm not quite sure when it's at the mic level. Right now it's at 12 o'clock. When I was talking to you, it was a little bit higher. At 12 o'clock. When I was talking to you, it was a little bit higher. So this is 12 o'clock right here.
Roger, that's the D104 direct, Roger?
Roger, that's the D104 direct, Roger?
Yeah, it's a D104, right? I don't know if this one has, I think it has an amplifier. Let me check. Yeah, this has the built-in amplifier, which is just barely turned on.
Yes, sir. Now, you know, what I would suggest is you don't want to overdrive the front end of your preamp on your radio. So normally we would suggest that you turn your radio audio microphone level to about a 5, a nominal amount, and then get your zero level out of that microphone on the volume control on the microphone. So you're not really pushing your radio input that hard. You have to watch out for overdriving, you know, that preamp. So by running a 5 on the radio, you will have, you know, I'm assuming your radio has a 0 to a 10 input level, but you know that would be about half of the level. So when you arrive at the right level, you're well within tolerance of the front end signal strength, Roger.
The front end signal strength, Roger.
Yeah, I'm running about 50% right now. It's right in the middle. So it goes from left to right, and I'm right at 12 o'clock. So it goes, you know what I mean? It's straight up and down. So it's about halfway right now, the microphone level.
Yes, sir. So then take your outboard microphone and turn down some. Take your outboard mic and turn down a little bit, and let's see what it takes to get where we're going. You do have an AOC meter, is that a Roger?
To get where we're going. You do have an AOC meter, is that a Roger?
Well, yeah, it's just barely moving. And I turned the microphone down I turned it all the way off on the amplifier, and then I just moved it up about maybe 1 or 2 millimeters. It's just barely turned on right now.
Roger. Now, can you find a space between where you are and where you were on that microphone as far as dividing the level a little bit more, less output?
As far as dividing the level a little bit more, less output?
Now, let's see. All right, that's all the way off right there. Comment.
Yeah, stand by comment just a minute. So come back and talk to me for just a minute there with the mic at that level.
Microphone right now. Come back and talk to me for just a minute there with the mic at that level. My LC is moving, so you should be able to hear me.
Yes, sir. But I was, I think we doubled. So why don't you tell me about your antenna system real quick, and let me listen to you at that reduced external mic level.
Let me listen to you at that reduced external mic level.
Yeah, my antenna is a loop antenna. It's about 250 feet total. Feeding it with homebrew ladder line. I think it's about 400 ohm ladder line, and it works most of the bands except for 160. It will work 160, but it's a little too short. It's not very efficient, I don't think, on 160, but 80 through 6 meters, it tunes up just fine. But anyway, that's the story on the antenna. Back to you. This is KC9ND.
Roger, Ken. Now, you're really in a difficult position as far as attenuation on that microphone. You're really close to off. Is that a Roger?
As far as attenuation on that microphone, you're really close to off. Is that a Roger?
Yeah, the microphone is turned down all the way. I'm just running 50% mic gain right now. And this is about 40% mic gain. This is about 30% mic gain. This is about 10 to 15%. Okay, it's ALC is just barely flickering right now.
Yeah, Roger. Well, that microphone does have a rising characteristic at the top, and it does normally does sound a little distorted, the D104, Roger.
It does sound a little distorted, the D104, Roger.
Yeah, they're very high. They don't have very many lows. It's pretty much it's pretty much all highs with these microphones. So you're not going to get FM quality audio. It's mainly for communication.
Yeah, Roger. Now, I would suggest that, I don't know how close you are to that mic, but try moving back about 3 inches back from that microphone than from where you are. About 3 inches distant from that microphone from where you were, Roger.
Distant from that microphone from where you were, Roger.
Yeah, we're almost about 3 inches. Now I'm about 6 inches away, so I'm about 6 inches. Maybe 6 or 7 inches away right now.
Roger, sounds pretty good right there. It does sound really good right there. You're not overloaded, and you're probably at a pretty safe place on that microphone volume control. And you're at about a 3 on your internal mic level? Is that a Roger?
You're at about a 3 on your internal mic level? Is that a Roger?
On the internal mic level, you mean, like on the mic level on the radio?
Yes, sir. Your internal mic volume control?
Yes, sir. Your internal mic volume control?
Yeah, it's about a 5 right now, and it goes to 10, so it's about a 5 right now.
All right. Try to pull that to a 4. A 4 is still like a medium level, so try coming down to a 4. I'm just trying to find where the floor is and see if we can reduce just a tad more of that distortion. So try a 4 on your internal mic volume.
Distortion, so try a 4 on your internal mic volume.
Okay. Yeah, that's down to about a 4 right there, so we're about 11 o'clock on the mic game.
Yeah, I would run it like that. I would run it just like that. I think if you go hotter than that, you're going to start overdriving. It sounds like you would be overdriving your ALC meter. You know, usually we're looking for about 2/3 on that ALC meter, Roger.
About 2/3 on that ALC meter, Roger.
Yeah, the ALC is going up to about a F3 on here right now, so I don't know how accurate it is, but it's just barely moving. When I hit certain, it goes up to a 3, but mostly it's at a 1 or a 2, and sometimes it goes up to a 3, so it's just barely moving. Sounds good.
Roger, Roger. I'm looking at the output of the 7300, copying your audio on a VU meter, looking at it on the output of my 7300, and it seems to be hanging just like about a 3 dB dynamic range would. So I would say right where you are, you're running about 80 to 85% of average peak modulation, Roger.
80 to 85% of average peak modulation, Roger.
Okay. Yeah, well, that's good. I didn't, like I said, this is my old radio. It's my first radio. You know, I've had it for many years, so I don't usually run this radio, but we had it on today, and I was turning around and heard you on there, so figured I'd give you a call and see how it sounds.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, like I said, we are recording, so if you want to hear it and hear our adjustments, if you go to YouTube and do that call letter search for KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook, it'll take you to this recording. It'll be cut number 1 in a series of 3100, and I'll have it uploaded to YouTube by noon tomorrow, Roger.
And I'll have it uploaded to YouTube by noon tomorrow, Roger.
Okay, very good. All right, well, thank you very much, and it was nice talking with you, and thanks for the input on the mic. So appreciate it. So, 73s, have a great weekend, and we will maybe talk to you down the log on a different radio. So, this is KE9ND. We'll talk to you later.
Roger, Roger, Ken, 73, sir. Have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend. And with all that being said, we've got to get out of here and make room and return this frequency back to normal amateur radio use. This is KC9VKV, the Qso-Vlog net, clear.
VKV, the Qso-Vlog net, clear.
Have a good day. EWW4 ALC.
What was that last call?
What was that last call?
WW4 ALC, Roger. And what's that name there? We've talked before, I know.
ALC, Roger. What's that name there? We've talked before, I know.
Yeah, we talked before. I was on the 7300. How's it sounding?
Roger, Roger. What's the name?
Michael. I'm down here in Maryville, Tennessee.
Roger, Michael. And what radio are you running?
I'm running FTDX the 10.
Well, that's a great radio. That's a great radio. I would suggest maybe pulling back off mic about 4 inches. You might be just a little bit. But then, is that the hand mic that comes with that radio?
Yes.
Okay, well, I would run it more to the side of my lips so I didn't get a bunch of mouth noise, Roger.
Okay, well, if I turn the mic down, how's that sound? 70.
Yes, sir. That's a lot cleaner, and it doesn't have a lot of mouth noise, which actually competes with your words, Roger.
Hey, Roger. I forget where you at.
Repeat that last.
I said I forget where you at.
Oh, down around Louisville. We're just on the Ohio River, on the Indiana side of the Ohio River, right at Louisville. Roger?
Hey, Roger. Yeah, okay. I'm over here in Maryville, Tennessee. I put up a new bus master. My master. Working right or not?
Okay, I was kind of running through the my SDRs at the time. If you asked a question, like I said, I didn't copy you. I'm only copying you well on my local 7300, Roger.
Hey, Roger. Yeah, like you said, I'm running. I just put up a master, and I was wondering if it's sounding okay or not.
Everything sounds okay here in Ohio.
Yeah, it sounds pretty good, man.
Hey, Roger. The modulation sounds good.
Yes, sir. I think you got it going on. I'm recording, and so if you want to hear it, if you go to YouTube, do that call letter search for KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook. That'll bring up this recording. It'll be cut number 1 in a series of 3100, and I'll have it uploaded by noon tomorrow, Roger.
Hey, Roger. Just real quick. I turned on my EQ for the mic EQ. Is it too overbearing?
Not at all. That sounds even better. I would run it just like that. Get the Gorilla Tape out and taper down.
Taper down. Okay, that'll work.
Yeah, I wouldn't change a thing. That's got it, man. That's what it's all about right there, Roger.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I got this FTD10, and I'm enjoying every minute of it.
Yes, sir. You know, and just remember that if you pull off of your compressor processor, you'll be out of those P control EQ set, and I think that's where we set you up last time, was on that P set of EQ controls, which means that you need to keep your processor on, Roger.
Yeah, Roger. Last time we talked, where I was on my 7300, and because I just recently got this radio, yeah, okay. Yeah, it sounds good. I had someone come and say it sounded good from Ohio, so yeah, I'm satisfied.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sounds good, man. Like I say, get the Gorilla Tape out and taper down.
Hey, Roger. Okay, I'll do that.
All right, sir. And with that, we got to get out of here and say 73 all. This is KC9VKV, returning the frequency back to normal amateur radio use. Kilo Charlie 9 Victor, Kilo Victor is clear.
You're not going to let me have the say in the last words? I'll be good.
Oh, see, you had the last word. Now you messed it up.
Well, I was going to say, are you not going to give me at least 5 minutes of just me and you over?
Go ahead, man.
I'd like to dedicate this to my Elmer of all Elmers. And people have handed me down so much, and I've handed very little to you, but I'm glad that you were able to take it and receive it and give it back onto others, for which I know in life we all of our walks and trials and tribulations, it takes a family and a village to raise just one child, and it takes a family and a village just to make that man going to go to work every day, take care of his family. It's all about the foundation. And Jimmy, you already know about all that foundation. You've been there, done that. And I just want to say that I really enjoy, and I've enjoyed every time we get together. And I just don't, next week is definitely a lunch day. So you need to call me at least Tuesday or Wednesday, and I'll come and get you, and we will do lunch. Is that a Roger?
Oh, yeah, I'll put Burger King on notice.
All right. Now, what about a ham fest? A Saturday morning early ham fest, just me and you, and I'll bring you back and all that, and I'll take care of everything.
Roger, what ham fest is that?
I'm not sure. I'm going to let you make it. I'd like to go to Xenia with you. It's about 3 hours up, and we'll take and get we can nap in the car a while, leave it running with the AC on or whatever. Take a little hour nap and be ready to rock and roll. I've got plenty of mad money to burn. So Jimmy, I got the time and I got the dime. It's about time. By the way, I want to hear this audio. And on YouTube as well. I want to be able to hear it. Dedicated to the Elmer of all Elmers. So W9ANI and several other people, Bill Decker, the list goes on. Bob Howell, all those goes. Man, those guys, K9VKV, KC9VKV, I think I messed that up. That's several. I really enjoy my AM. I really do. And I just got done tinkering today with a Johnson Viking Valiant. And I got it up going. I do have the Johnson 500. I ordered some parts for it. All new filter caps and updates and things on it. It's a jewel of the Nile. It really is. And I'm looking forward to having my son put it in the place. I'm filling up the living room at the farmhouse now. Since I've gotten better, the kids say, hey, you know what? We need to have this so that you can enjoy the house just as much as the old man can. And I'm going to do some remote stuff as well. But sometimes when I'm not doing anything, I like to go around the corner and talk on the radio. What say you, Jim?
Roger. Well, I'm looking at your signal on my spectrum analyzer, and you do have activity down to 25 cycles. I would suggest a windscreen, though. That would just be the last piece of resistance to an absolutely perfect signal. That phone windscreen would just take all the plosives out. You'd be left with a frequency response without any kind of mouth noise. Roger?
Roger. Do you have any extras over there?
Oh, yeah. I got, what's your color?
I need a black. Prefer black, red, yellow. I like black.
Roger. Well, I don't know about black. I got some reds and some purples.
Hey, red'll be fine. I'll go along with that. That'll be fine. Yeah, I can go for that.
All right, I'll fix you right up, and that'll just take all those mouth transients and just leave you with the words coming out. Roger?
Roger. Yeah, this has got a little windscreen on the inside, but it's not enough. And Jimmy, every windscreen you've ever given me has wound up just kind of falling apart. I don't know if it's the atmosphere or whatever, but it is what it is. The wife has let me do something. I must say, the wife has let me do something. You're not going to believe us. But I do have a corner of our very large bedroom with some radio equipment. I don't want to say that too loud, but yes, I have a few pieces of gear in here, and I can't get too carried away with it. And I've got my coax. You can't see it. It's all, I had the electrician run it into the walls. Can you believe that? I'm a licensed electrician. I got to hire people to do it. Anyway, it's all netted into the walls, 213, all the way out underground to the antenna system, all the good stuff. We're having a blast with the past. So let's say this. I'll get with you on a Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. I know Thursday. My wife is Thursday. Now Saturday, that's tomorrow. But you got Teresa, so what do we do? You get with me Tuesday or Wednesday. I'll email you like I do every time. I'll email you and tell you, hey, look. And by the way, if you don't mind, we can always do our Burger King. But if there's another place you'd like, give it a shout.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. And I do a telephone. I'm not using my email a lot, Roger. So just give me a call and I'll call you back or something.
Okay, I can do that. I'm trying to get the old man. This is the honest guy's truth, Jimmy. He's got a ton of money, and all he's going to do is just, it's going to go to our kids, and they're going to go. It's all about getting it down. We don't need for anything. God has blessed us so much. The problem of it is my father-in-law does not want to spend any money, and he wants to have all this junk fixed all the time. Now, I will say one thing. He did put a new set of wheels and tires, narrow tires, on the Roadster, which made it look like a highboy. Very impressive, I will say that much. But at the same time, his racket pinion's going out on his Grand Marquis, and the paint's chipping off of it, and it's really starting to look bad, even though he loves, tried to find a real nice Grand Marquis for him. And he told me to mind my own business. He's looking for himself, his one himself. I was like, oh, okay. So I'm not sure what he's going through, but I need a little prayers over there for him to get him through his trials and tribulations, and I hope he finds a good vehicle. You know, the little Roadster's running fine, and got a new motor in the convertible, and got a new motor in the Mercury, or the 48 Mercury. So I don't know what else we can do. We just need more space, Jimmy. We need another building built, and we're not going to do that because we've already got all the land sold there. They're going to develop at the Heritage Group. They're going to bust it up in 2-acre lots, and on the back ridge back there, that'll bring big money as well. So it will definitely be busted up. Right now, it's all in hay. So it's all in hay. It's 516, and I'm going to say 73s, and thank you for doing this auto thing, and I will just let you know by phone. 73s, God bless. Tell Teresa I said hello, and yes, you are a lucky man. She's a sweetheart. Bye, District Ferguson, and KC9VKV and 9 GTO going to take a nap.
Roger, Lou. 73 over there. Tell Lori hello, and you guys have a good night. We got to get out of here. This is KC9VKV, Friday afternoon, Qso-Vlog. We'll be returning the frequency back to normal amateur radio use. KC9VKV is clear.